There's this thing that happens where you realize you haven't made a new friend in years. Not an acquaintance, not a coworker you're friendly with, not someone you follow online. An actual friend. The kind you'd call. And you try to think back to the last time it happened, and you can't really place it. It's just been the same people slowly drifting. And no new ones coming in to replace them. And nobody warned you it would be like this. When you're a kid, friends just kind of happen to you. You don't make friends, you just have them. There's a kid who sits next to you. There's a kid on your street. There's a kid whose mom knows your mom. And suddenly you're best friends and you don't even remember deciding to be. It's automatic. It requires nothing from you. You show up to the same place every day and friendship just grows on you like moss. And then at some point that machine just turns off. And the worst part is nobody tells you it turned off. So you go through your 20s kind of confused about why it's suddenly so hard, why you feel a little lonely, why everyone seems to already have their people, and you assume it's something wrong with you. It's not. The machine just turned off, and nobody explains the machine. So I want to talk about the machine, because once you understand why making friends as a kid was easy, you understand exactly why it got hard, and it has almost nothing to do with you. There's actually a real thing sociologists point to, and it's kind of perfect. They say to make a close friend, you basically need 3 ingredients. You need to be around the same people over and over. You need unplanned time together, where you're not scheduling it, it just happens. And you need a place where you can let your guard down and actually talk. That's it. Repeated contact, unplanned hanging out, and a place to be open. When you have all 3, friendship basically makes itself. When you're missing one, it gets hard. When you're missing all 3, which is most of adult life, it becomes almost impossible. Now go back and look at being a kid through that lens. School gives you all 3 at once, perfectly, every single day, for free. Same people over and over. Yeah, you're stuck with the same 30 kids for a year. Unplanned time, constantly recess, lunch, waiting around, walking home. And a place to be open, you're going through everything together, so you just talk. School is basically a friendship factory. It hands you all 3 ingredients on a plate and you don't even notice because you've never known anything else. And then you graduate. And one by one, without realizing it, you lose all 3 ingredients. And nobody points it out. You just walk out of the building and the factory closes behind you and you spend the next decade wondering where everybody went. So let's actually watch it happen. Let's watch the 3 ingredients disappear because it's kind of sad how cleanly they go. First, you lose the repeated contact. As a kid, you saw the same people every day, whether you planned to or not. As an adult, you have to manufacture every single time you see someone. Nobody is automatically in front of you anymore. If you want to see a friend, somebody has to think of it. Somebody has to text. You have to find a day. You have to schedule it 2 weeks out because everyone's busy. And then half the time, somebody reschedules. The automatic repeated contact that built every childhood friendship is just gone. Now every hang is a tiny logistics project. And things that take effort happen less than things that take none. That's just how it works. Then you lose the unplanned time. And this one's bigger than people think, because real closeness doesn't come from the scheduled dinner. It comes from the in-between, the nothing time, sitting around bored together, the drive somewhere, waiting for something. That unplanned, unstructured, nothing really happening time is where people actually open up, where the real conversations sneak out, where you go from friendly to close. And adult life has almost none of it. Every interaction is scheduled and bounded. You meet at 7, you have the dinner ends, everyone goes home. There's no loitering, there's no nothing time. So friendships kind of freeze at a polite distance because the thing that deepens them got scheduled out of existence. And then you lose the place to be open. As a kid, and even in school later, you had these spaces where you just existed with people for hours with no agenda. Now, most of your time around other humans is at work, where you're performing a professional version of yourself and you can't fully let your guard down, or it's a quick scheduled thing that ends before anyone gets real. The third place, the spot that's not home and not work, where you just hang, that's been disappearing for everyone. So even when you are around people, there's nowhere to actually drop the act and connect. So that's the machine. That's why it got hard. All 3 ingredients that made it effortless as a kid quietly vanished, and nobody handed you a replacement. But here's the part I actually want to get to, because this is the part that messes people up the most. It's not just that it got harder, it's that the difficulty makes you feel like a failure, and that feeling makes it even harder. Because here's what happens in your head. You feel lonely, You notice you're not making friends, and because nobody explained the machine, you assume it's you. You think you're bad at this. You think there's something wrong with you that everyone else figured out. And so you start avoiding the whole thing because trying and feeling awkward feels worse than just not trying. And every other adult is feeling the exact same secret shame at the exact same time. All of you sitting in separate apartments, assuming you're the only one who finds this hard, when actually almost everyone over the age of 25 is quietly struggling with the identical thing. That's the cruel twist. The loneliness convinces you that you're uniquely bad at connecting, when the truth is the entire system around you stopped providing the conditions for connection, and you're having a completely normal reaction to that. You're not broken. The factory closed. Those are really different things, and which one you believe changes everything about whether you do something about it. And I think there's this myth we carry that real friendships are supposed to just happen naturally, organically, that if you have to try, it's fake or forced or a little embarrassing. And that myth is poison as an adult because the conditions that let friendship happen naturally are gone. So waiting for it to happen naturally means waiting forever. As an adult, every friendship you make from here on out is going to require you to do the unnatural thing, to be the one who reaches out, to suggest the thing, to follow up when nobody followed up, to be a little vulnerable and risk the awkward, to rebuild the 3 ingredients by hand on purpose because the world won't give them to you for free anymore. Which honestly sounds exhausting, and it kind of is, and I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But here's the thing that I think actually matters. The reason it feels so hard and so unnatural is not a sign you're doing it wrong. It's a sign you're doing it as an adult, where it's supposed to feel like that. Everyone who has good friends in their 30s and 40s is not someone who got lucky and kept the magic. It's someone who decided to do the slightly awkward, effortful, unnatural work of building the ingredients back manually, the repeated contact by scheduling the recurring thing, the unplanned time by being the person who says just come over, do nothing, hang out, the place to be open by actually going a little deeper than the weather when you do see someone. So if you're sitting there feeling like you fell behind on this, like everyone else got the friendship thing and you missed it, I really want you to hear that you didn't miss anything. The thing that made it easy ended for all of us at the same time. The people who seem like they've got it figured out are just the ones who stopped waiting for it to feel natural. That's the whole secret. There isn't a trick. There's just the willingness to do the unnatural thing on purpose before you feel ready. Because the alternative is waiting for a machine that's never turning back on. And the first move is always smaller and dumber than you think. It's texting the person you've been meaning to text for 6 months. The one you keep thinking about and never message because too much time has passed and it feels weird. It's not weird. They're sitting there feeling the exact same way about you. Somebody just has to go first. So go first.